Alright, I'm back with another video. This one probably pretty short. So here, just discussing about my perspective about certain aspects of existentialism and higher power. So here, you can be informed, educated, and enlightened, but if you don't understand God, then you are lost. And basically, no matter how intelligent you are, or no matter how much information that you may have, or how many degrees, or how educated, or how long you've been to school, or even enlightened in the sense how wise you think you are, if you don't have a relationship or a foundational foundational connection with a higher power, with a higher entity or consciousness, or whatever you like to describe as God, then I think you may be missing a little bit of the picture. Because yes, having great information and being highly educated and enlightened is great, and everybody should be striving for those things, but all of those things don't really mean as much if you don't have an understanding of your own existence in that higher entity or higher consciousness or power. So the question is to say, what is God? And that's the question. God is like water, right? And I use water just as an example, but God is like something that has been in existence of all time, right? It's never changed. God is unchanging. So I'm using water as an example because water is very intelligent. Water has multiple different cases to show its existence, of how higher consciousness or power water has. So God is like water. It is the same everywhere on the planet, in the universe. The chemical compound of water, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, and this is the structure for it, right? This is the bonds, the chemical bonds for that, and its molecular structure never changes. It also holds memory. It is multidimensional as a gas, liquid, and solid. It can exist in those 3 states of physical matter: a gas, and a liquid, and a solid. So water is multiversal, and in a sense where it can exist in many different forms, shapes, and sizes. And like I said, it holds memory. Water contains memory. Your body is made of 70% and some change of water. The planet is made of 70% and some change of some water. And anyway, I'm just using water as an example, just to kind of give that concept of something that never changes. And I didn't write it here, but there's a video where it kind of goes into details, a documentary about Egypt and how they constructed the unit of measure, right, of a length of distance, like the meter, I believe. And it's one, if you do like a droplet of water, right, and if you measure it, it's the same every single time. It never changes. And that's what I mean. It's like water. Like water does not change. Like water has been in existence as long as the universe itself has been in existence. And when I say even water itself, like the hydrogen atoms and the oxygen atoms, like before they compounded together to create what we know as water, the atoms and elements itself were always in existence of how the universe came to be. So now, moving on to that, when you think about the religion, God is different around the world. And you have Christianity, where they use like Jesus and the Father. And then you have Judaism, which is Yahweh. And then you have Islam, which is Allah. And then Hinduism, which is Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Right? All these religions glorify a different God. So these religions all teach about a higher power, a higher consciousness, or a higher entity. But how can they all be different if there's only one? Like, and this is from a mono perspective, saying there's only one God. If you go poly, then people say there's multiple gods. So I'm dealing with the main branches or the most known founds of religion when they start speaking about the aspect of God. And not saying that these are wrong, but this is just to show how it's different and it's been unchanged. Like it's different and it's changing. Like, and back to my previous example about the water, right? How that's unchanging. Water is the same in the United States, in India, in Russia, in China, in Japan, in Africa. Water is still the same. You know, if you want to get into like the real specifics, like the pollution and whatnot like that, and you know, that's a different case. But we're just talking about water itself, H2O itself. It's the same. But gods in different countries are not the same. And then the age and then the history, the historic time period that these religions came into existence is not the same as when the universe came into existence, right? That's a whole different thing in itself. Water is older than all of these religions combined. So, you know, then I say the real created a way to express and experience itself, right? So the real entity or aspect of higher consciousness or power, as you like to describe, created a way to express and experience its own self. That is the universe. Uni means one, verse means rhythm, and it's like one song. Shout out to One Pharaoh. It's Young Pharaoh, but it's like it's just a one giant song. And you know, you gotta start looking at the definitions of what these words means, and the prefixes, suffixes, and stuff like that. But it's basically totality. This one thing. We're all just one in the universe, just different aspects of its own self experiencing itself. You are one with the universe. You have God inside of you. Everybody has God inside of you. Everybody can tap into that higher power, that higher consciousness that created a way to express and experience its own self. Express and experience yourself. You are God. You have the divine consciousness. Everybody, I believe, carries that ability and light within themselves. And, you know, it's up to you if you really want to tap into that. And I drew a small diagram here, basically just showing God, you know, as the outer circle. And this is ever expanding. This outer circle is ever expanding. It keeps going outward. And then inside it, you have the universe, right? And then you have water, and then you have you. But this is just showing different aspects that you are still inside of that concept that created itself to experience, that created a way to experience and express its own self. You are inside of that concept. So you also display those, you also have those abilities and attributes as well. And then so in this, you are a part of God. The more you express and experience yourself, the more you expand, just like the universe, just like God. Peace.